Let's go! What's good, everybody? This is your boy Isaiah, back for another Isaiah Unfiltered episode. This is episode 4 of Isaiah Unfiltered here tonight. And I hope all of you guys had a wonderful Aloha Friday. I hope all of you guys are, either if you're sleeping, I hope you guys are sleeping great right now. Remember, you can still tune in even if you're sleeping. Just plug in those damn headphones, plug it into your phone, and just, let me put you to bed. Let me put you to bed and let me get you a really, really nice dream. If you're still up, I appreciate all of you guys that are still up here tonight. Thank you for staying super, super late with me here on this program. I know it's a very late program, but I mean, this is like the typical time that we do these Isaiah Unfiltered shows. So, well, here we are. We're gonna do it tonight. If you don't know what Isaiah Unfiltered is, if you are new to the program, it's just basically me going off about whatever topic comes to mind. I know the other day we did politics, talk about the chaos in Washington, D.C. We could talk about anything, basically. We can talk about anything, sports, politics, food, nature, current events. I mean, you name it, we could talk about it. And it's just no holds barred. The handcuffs are off. I am free. I'm free to speak my mind. And it's just going to be me going off and going off and going off and going off on basically anything. And also, cursing. You might hear some curse words, This is not a program that's rated PG or rated PG-13. This is a program that is rated R, rated for mature. So you're gonna hear some profanity, not a lot. It's not gonna be an all profanity show, but you're gonna hear some profanity. But it's basically me unfiltered. There's no rules. There's no holds bar. There is nothing. So feel free to put your comments into the comment section. I'm gonna read your comments if there is any when I'm done ranting my brains out. Well, let's start with our first topic for tonight. We're going to talk about some interesting comments that 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan made at his press conference earlier today when he said that Jimmy Garoppolo, 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, is recovering really, really well. I believe the boot has come off, and Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't progressed running yet or practice, but there is a chance that Jimmy Garoppolo could come back late in the postseason. And, my thoughts on that is, let me take these glasses off. Because I just cannot bear to look at Kyle Shanahan. I just cannot bear to look at Kyle Shanahan. My thoughts on this is, why, Kyle? Why are you doing this to the 49ers faithful? And why are you doing this to your locker room? Why are you doing this, Kyle? Why? 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 Why are you doing this, Kyle? Number one, Jimmy Garoppolo returning to the 49ers as a backup, fine. But also, there would be issues because there's a fraction of the 49ers, a large fraction of the 49ers locker room that is extremely, extremely loyal to Jimmy Garoppolo. You saw what happened with Trey Lance. You saw what happened when Trey Lance got hurt. When Trey Lance got hurt, the consensus reaction was, we're a better football team because we got Jimmy. We'll be okay. We got Jimmy. There was barely any remorse. And now, if he comes back, guess what? He would strengthen the team because we would have another starting caliber quarterback behind Brock Purdy, but it would just re-engage and it would bring back that debate. Purdy or Garoppolo, Purdy or Garoppolo. There will be so much pressure on your young rookie quarterback. Why do you want to do this, Kyle? Why do you want to do this? And don't forget, if Garoppolo does come back, you would have that large fraction of the locker room that's loyal to Garoppolo be like, I'm going to go all in for Jimmy and Purdy. I'm going to go 50% or go 40%. And then you would have some fraction that's loyal to Brock, most likely the rookies and the second-year guys that see this young fella balling out, doing his thing. They're loyal to Brock. The locker room would be split. Why do you want that for the full season? I understand having another starting caliber quarterback just in case something, God forbid, were to happen to Brock Purdy. But you don't want that tension. You don't want that divide in your locker room, especially at the biggest point of the season, and that is the NFL playoff. And secondly, if Jimmy Garoppolo comes back to the Niners, if he somehow, some way, let's say it's the NFC Championship game, if after all the stuff that Brock Purdy's done for you, if you put Jimmy Garoppolo back for the NFC Championship game, Kyle Shanahan, you will be the most hated man in the Bay Area. Because, and especially if that game is at home, at Levi Stadium, one bad pass from Jimmy Garoppolo, the entire crowd at Levi's will be going, Purdy, 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 Purdy. It would be what Zach Wilson had to go through in a rainy night in New York against the Jacksonville Jaguars just 2 weeks ago. This would be the biggest divide, not only in the locker room, but it would be the biggest divide in 49er land since the Joe Montana, Steve Young, where literally half the fan base was Joe Montana one side, Steve Young the other. You don't want that. You want a unified team. You want a unified fan base around one starter and one starter only. You don't want any pressure on your rookie quarterback because right now, Brock Purdy with no pressure, he's balling out. He's having fun. He's doing his thing. He's winning you games, 4-0, 8-3 as a start, 4-0, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Let the kid keep doing his thing without any pressure. If Jimmy G were to come back, and hell, if Jimmy G were to be the starter, if he does come back over Brock Purdy, and it's in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, the Bay Area would riot. I guarantee you that. So, Kyle, do us a favor. Don't put in Jimmy Garoppolo unless the worst happens to Brock Purdy. That's it. That's the only way that you could put in Jimmy Garoppolo over Brock Purdy. We are riding with Purdy for the rest of the season, probably next season, and then probably into the future. And like I explained it as well last week, we did a football show. I said, Trey Lance, if he does come back, if Brock Purdy leads you to the NFC Championship game, if he leads you to the Super Bowl, there's no way in hell, even if he doesn't win it, I don't care. There's no way in hell that Trey Lance can come back. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, but if Purdy leads you to the NFC Championship and you lose, you can still put Trey Lance back. No, you can't. And here's why. Because if you put Trey Lance back after what Purdy's done for you, let's say he leads you to the NFC Championship game and it's a close game and they lose on a walk-off field goal, it's not his fault, he plays good. Or if he leads you to the Super Bowl and you somehow lose, then Trey you would basically expect Trey to win you a Super Bowl next season. And I don't have any doubts that with this team that he might be able to do that. I'm not saying he can do it. I'm saying he might be able to do that. But imagine this. One bad pass, one bad decision. Purdy, Purdy, Purdy. You don't want that happening. That's why I don't think Trey Lance can come back to the Niners. I think the book on the Trey Lance era has closed. And I think for Jimmy Garoppolo, it would be absolutely catastrophic if you brought him back and start him over Brock Purdy. The second topic we'll talk about before we wrap it up for the night is that the 49ers, we'll stick with 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are playing the Arizona Cardinals in Week 18 this weekend. Brock Purdy is going to be playing. George Kittle's going to be playing. Christian McCaffrey most likely will be playing Week 18. This game basically means nothing because the Niners, there is some meaning, of course, for seeding-wise, but the Niners, no playoff spot is on the line. No division title is on the line. The Niners win, they keep the 2 seed. If they lose, they go to and Minnesota wins, they go to the 3 seed. And Deebo Samuel just got activated. He's going to be back. Elijah Mitchell got activated. He's going to be back. If I'm the 49ers right now, I know the 2 seed would give you more home games in the postseason. But if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, you know what I'm doing? I am sitting Brock Purdy. I am sitting Christian McCaffrey. I'm sitting Elijah Mitchell. I am sitting Deebo Samuel. I'm sitting Brandon Ayuk. I'm sitting George Kittle. I'm sitting everybody on that offensive line. All my starters benched. Sit your ass down on the bench until next week, because next week is what really matters. Next week is the start of the tournament. It's the start of the NFL playoffs. And for Kyle Shanahan, getting the 2 seed is good because you get another home game. But guess what? You most likely will have to play the Green Bay Packers, the red-hot Green Bay Packers. And you know, as much as the 49ers have owned Aaron Rodgers in the past, as much as they have owned Aaron Rodgers in the past, I don't care. I don't want to play the Green Bay Packers and those men wearing the cheese head. I don't want to see them. I don't want to play them. I would rather play Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. I would rather play Geno Smith. I would rather play Danny Dimes and the New York Giants. I'd rather play any of those 3 football teams than I would rather play Aaron freaking Rodgers, because at the end of the day, that is still Aaron freaking Rodgers. I know he's not had his best statistical season. I know the 49ers have owned him. The 49ers are 4-0 versus him. Well, guess what? Ownage doesn't mean a damn thing. You don't start off, even if you're 4-0, you don't start off with a 28-0 lead in that game. It's still Aaron freaking Rodgers. Anything can happen. I'd rather play Jared Goff. I'd rather play Danny Dimes. I'd rather play Geno Smith. I'd rather play any one of those 3 guys than Aaron freaking Rodgers. So I think if San Francisco loses, I think it's a good thing for them. You know, I think it's a really good thing for them, because they lose, Minnesota wins, they drop down to the 3 seed, they get to play Danny Dimes. You know, they'd rather play Danny Dimes than play Aaron Rodgers, because I want to shoe into the divisional round. And I think the New York Giants, I think it's a walk in the park. I think it's a piece of cake. I think it's easy as hell to beat the New York Giants. I don't fear the New York Giants as much as I do Aaron freaking Rodgers. So if I'm Kyle Shanahan, no way in hell anybody on the defense starters, any of them are playing. Anybody on the offense starters are playing. And, you know, also, besides the matchups in the playoffs, think about the injuries, Kyle. Think about the injuries. This team has been one of the most injury-prone franchises in the last 5 years in the NFL. There's been so many injuries, you know, for the last 5 seasons with the 49ers. You don't need a situation where, let's say, Brock Purdy one hit, Brock Purdy misses the playoffs because of one hit, or Christian McCaffrey misses the playoffs because of one hit, or Elijah Mitchell gets his ankles twisted and boom, he's out for the playoffs. He's out for the year. You don't need that. Deebo Samuel is coming back. You don't need one big hit, concussion, out for the next game. What matters is next week. You need an easy opponent. You need all your players, all of the team to be healthy for that game in the postseason. That's what it's about. Week 18 against Arizona. I know the 2 seed is on the line, but screw the 2 seed. I don't give a damn about the 2 seed. Give me the 3 seed and a matchup against Danny Dimes and the New York Giants over a matchup with Aaron freaking Rodgers. Anyways, guys, it's been a great show here on Isaiah Unfiltered. Hopefully you guys tune in whenever we have a next Isaiah Unfiltered episode. I'm going to try to make a Facebook page, a Twitter account, Instagram where you could follow. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you guys updated when's the next Isaiah Unfiltered, but most likely it's going to be every day here of Isaiah Unfiltered. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me just going all out on the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo's potential return and the playoff seeding for the 49ers. Enjoy a great day of football on Saturday. Enjoy a great day of football on Sunday. And I'll see you guys on Extra Point on Monday to break it all down on the IM6 network. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully you guys get a lot of great Z's in tonight. And I'll see you guys for another episode of Isaiah Unfiltered whenever it comes back in the near future. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.